come to the hustle, you ain't seen nothing like it. I always knew this day would come, I ain't seen one psychic. Plus all my niggas play at ones, I ain't got no sidekicks. And all my ladies know what's up, I ain't got one side chick. Hey yo, it's Mr. Seventh Letter, I'm so fucking G. That's probably why your favorite woman love to fuck with me. And when they come to these flows, I'm like the fucking sea. Feel like Alonzo Harris, who the fuck got what on me? 100 training days wouldn't get you to this fucking level. And if you pulling strings, that only means that I'm Geppetto. Real niggas, they move in silence, you ain't get the memo. I'm making noise without a word, this hustle instrumental. You niggas out here improvising, I stick to the script. I get it done, I handle business, that's just what it is. These niggas down to steal the wheel until the whip crash. But they can only play they role, these niggas ludicrous. Most these niggas playing too much, yeah. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, like me. Most these niggas playing too much. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, yeah. These niggas talk a good game, a bunch of Stephen A's. Whole lot to say about a sport that they ain't even played. John Doe's looking for a Jane, these niggas need a name. That bullshit ain't merging with the real, you niggas need a lane. These days get money and prosper, I'm so with it. Treat the hustle like your granny did food, put soul in it. I might master P at all this year, ain't no limit. Like a dog playing fetch with progression, I go get it. They so timid and they showing they steps. Got no heart, they timid, they just got hole in their chest. Give no love, they chasing waterfalls, I go get a check. I'm no scrub, I'm bound to burn it down, I see it out my left eye. Grab the front toe and start preparing for my next high. You check it, niggas rarely playing straight, and I'm a chess guy. Prefer to see the game from every way and choose the best side. From there, acknowledge all real movement, and let the rest slide. Most these niggas playing too much, yeah. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, like me. Most these niggas playing too much. So these days we ain't saying too much. But baby, don't you take this meeting lightly, cause you ain't never met a seventh letter like me, yeah.
This your boy Grizz.
And I'm your main man, Greenback.
And this is the GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE Show. Powered by Unanimous. I'm sorry, we're a little late. You know, we always have fun in this month. You hear me? Oh, my goodness. Ooh, boy. Let me regroup. Wednesday to Wednesday.
Collect yourself.
Yeah, collect myself. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to go ahead and show these elbows off because she saved the day. My daughter and my wife will be highly upset if they see.
They can't see him because of the mic. Hold on, move the mic.
Yeah,
up
they
right.
together now, but
Jesus.
beforehand, I don't even be wearing no goddamn lotion for real. You know what I'm saying? So she got me right. She came in here and was like, nigga, what is wrong? And I synced it earlier, right? So I was like, I ain't gonna be doing them. I'm gonna put my hand down here. Ain't nobody gonna see them damn elbows. Shoot.
See them damn elbows.
Right.
You was like,
you
what?
tuned right in on that mess.
You know, when you got the mommy eyes, a little shit like that is it.
Irk your nerves.
Oh, we
That's
just,
right.
Why you ain't got no lotion on?
That's
Why you
what-
ain't put
yeah,
no
that's what they
chapstick
do at home
on?
like
Why you
crazy.
ain't washed that sleep out your eyes? What are you doing?
You scare me now.
Tuck
right.
your collar.
Okay, see what I'm talking about?
Look.
I'm fixing my shit. But anyway, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you.
Yes.
Let's give a round of applause for Ivory the Aries. Right. Let's give another round of applause to the Ringbad Express. You know what I'm talking about? He might call in and do his thing. We switch it up here and there, but he's still on the team doing his thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
He might be driving a truck somewhere, or he might be harassing somebody about some food, or he might be looking at one Negro in the face and like, I can't believe you with that. Never mind, we're going to go. It's Wednesday to Wednesday. Wednesday to Wednesday. It's a lot to talk about, but the main thing is the virus and the damn COVID. I hate talking about that shit. For real. It's just so nerve-wracking. They just beating it. Now you got gas. People running around filling up 50-gallon jugs of gasoline.
And multiple of those.
And then I just want to ask, when you fill up the gas, what you gonna do? You're not gonna drive it, or you gonna just drive it to work and then like, oh man, I need more gas.
Generators.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have answers to these questions because I too wonder the same thing. Like, what the hell we gonna do with 100 gallons of gas in the backyard, Lorraine?
I said, man, this is a glimpse of what America is coming to. And I know people talking about some conspiracy theories, this, that, and the third. No, ding dong. Like I tell you, if it's happening if it's happening in your face,
what can you say?
You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? A lot going on in the world. But we got a special guest today. I met this girl through Sugar T, and she's putting in a bunch of work out there in Hawaii and the West Coast, doing celebrity, being a celebrity publicist. Mm-hmm. I had to say that real slowly so I ain't mess up. You know what I'm talking about? And she's also really heavy into up and coming artists. And what really impressed me is the networking. Mm-hmm. The networking that she does with all these different artists.
Which we know is one of the most important parts in the industry.
Yes, so
you
before
have to know the know who's who knows who.
Who's to know who. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, we tried to get them out there, get her on the Skype, man. But I think the Hawaii salt water and the Hawaii weather and the time lapse, you know, they out there in the ocean by themselves, man. So I think they really don't use watches. I think they judge the time by the moon and
you a mess.
And
it's
the
a
tide
Skyping issue.
And
it's
the
a
tide
Skyping issue.
Of the ocean. I think that's how they tell time. I don't know, but anyway, let's give a round of applause for Aaris from UBO Magazine Entertainment. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
She's there. How you doing? Don't be so dry. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. You don't sound good.
I'm just trying to figure out this Skype thing.
Oh, girl, we didn't get that Skype thing up. I didn't tell you. Son to one need to go get you a new phone. Tell him to go get you a new phone and quit playing.
Late Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, late Mother's Day gift. You can't be doing all of these interviews and helping people out and all these countless of hours you putting in work, and you got a phone that you can't operate. You just ain't never been able to operate it.
Oh, and it's weird. I looked the phone up and everything, and it says how to do it, but it's not in there.
It's okay. It's okay.
Wow.
But you know what? This phone had some other glitches that I had to report to like the tech people, and they fixed it. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
But it's all.
Well, round of applause to you. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. We really appreciate you taking some time out because we know that it's very important for up-and-coming artists to have some sort of connection and know-how. So would you please give us a little bit of insight on what exactly it is you do and how you make that connection between artists and who they need to be connected with?
So I pretty much work with artists, especially independent artists, underground, unsigned. And what I'm trying to do is help them to have like a professional presence, if you will, online. And then also, the things like their EPK and campaigns. So, I'm able to like grow them in that sense. And then I work also with artists that are already solidified, like Sugar T, and everything. So when it comes to that, like a lot of it's already done. It's more about just campaigning, pushing harder, and getting the word out in different ways.
Okay. That's interesting. So you mentioned Sugar T, and are there any other artists that the listeners would be able to connect with that have a history in the music industry in the forefront?
Most of them are independent artists. So it depends on, what region your listeners are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with an organic funk band out of Bakersfield, California that goes by the name Mind, Body, and Soul, featuring Dr. Funk. And they actually go on tour all over the nation, and they're actually really excited to start doing that again since, COVID's been letting up. So they're popular, in different cities and whatnot. And who else? So I also work with Andrew Lozano out of Sacramento. He's a pretty well-known producer, and he's worked with a lot of artists like Live Mannequins and whatnot that have won awards for their music up in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. I just started working with Henny Holyfield, who is also another up-and-coming MC. He's been in the game for about 20 years, and he's just starting to do his own solo career right now in music, and he also has a podcast as well out of Sac. So he's been able to do shows all over Northern California and like perform with a lot of larger audiences and different artists and whatnot. I also work with Haley Jane.
Now she seems like she's
artist.
a hot fire. I don't
peeping
her out a little bit. She seems like a little firecracker.
She's a fun chick. She's one of my close friends, and I'm really glad to work with her. I used to work with her back in the day, helping her consignment for clothing that she made. And then she was starting to get into music and all that as well. So she just came out with an album and with an artist in class. So the whole album met them together. She has a really dope song called Vacation, like, instead of Vacation. And it's really catchy, like you could see it on the radio, so we're just trying to get the word out and all that for people with that artist. And then I also work with a newer artist, Michael Blue Eyes, out of Fresno, California, and he actually had been in prison for about 21 years, and he came out. He had done a bunch of mentoring with X-Rated, if you're familiar with that artist.
Oh yeah,
he was in prison.
Brother Lynch hung and X-Rated.
Yeah, you're on the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know exactly who X-Rated is, and Brother Lynch hung. Brother Lynch, there's a horse head in my bed. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. X-Rated's out in Las Vegas now instead of Sacramento. Okay. So he has his own label out there, and Michael Blue Eyes is working with him. And he helped to mentor him and helped him to get on the right path, so he's trying to work with the youth out there in Fresno, California. And Fresno's, not known for being like the safest place in the world. So it's really good to have someone that's kind of been there, done that could talk to the kids and help them, go on the right path and give them something inspirational like music,
Absolutely. Well, it sounds very interesting that your networking is a far reach. You've named quite a few people, and most of them are West Coasters. And so when we talk about reaching out and outreaching, are you open to working with artists, newer artists that are not so close to home?
Yeah, I've worked with artists on the East Coast. I worked with those out of Staten Island, and East. I worked with the son Mix, and then also an artist island named Truth that's out there. So they kind of bring people like Truth has more down, more relatable, like Wu-Tang in a way, like his MC structuring and all that. And then Miggs is more like kind of coming out with his own new kind of format with pop, and it's really cool because he's a young kid and all that. So I've worked with them. I've also worked with Saucy Savage out of Minnesota for a little while. I have stuff that's all over the place too. Like I got stuff that's in Orlando and Oklahoma, like all over.
We're having an issue with the audio. We're not hearing.
No, but
everything.
I'm just playing. You know, I gotta make. You know, I have fun. But let me ask you. So, how do you choose the artists that you work with, or do they choose you? Is there a fee? And when you saying working with, what particularly do you do? Do you take like just say name one, the girl you just named, Haley? Do you take that EPK kit? What's the process when you say, hey? Because I'm what I'm doing, and why I really had you on here is for the artists in my hometown and in my demographics who are looking for media outlets, who are looking to get their music heard in different demographics. And with this online stuff going on, you know, you can just reach out and touch somebody with a keystroke, send, delete, and all that good stuff. So I want to know the process so they know the process. So they'll be like, yeah, Grizz, we fooling with her for real. She's out here doing some real big things.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been online with UBO magazine since 2001. So, you know, because of that, like, I started, many people were doing at the time. I don't know if you know, only places online were usually newspapers, and you had to subscribe to them, pay money. It was way more expensive than even.
Girl, you may need to go stand with her. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but you breaking up over here on the line. So I don't know if you need to go stand by the signal, go get a coat hanger, and go stand over by the window and by the TAD, where the TAD is the highest. No, I'm just playing. But you breaking up.
Really? Can you hear me? Or?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you be breaking up. That's what I'm saying. You might go to a different spot. See, that's the problem with being way out there on the plateau on your own. That is crazy. Y'all was way. I'm coming to Hawaii. Everybody goes to Hawaii says it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful place. You probably don't need no damn cell phones. That's because it's so beautiful. You probably don't need to be on that stuff. But anyway, go through the process again. My fault.
Okay, so can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so basically, like, you know, I've been online since 2001, and I started one of the first online magazines way back then. And we never really had ads. We just basically published articles about artists all over the world, and then I started focusing on SAC. So, you know, like, fast forward with that, because I've had that experience, you know, it's really natural for me to just be networking online anyway. So yeah, like, sometimes I approach artists that I want to work with. Sometimes they come to me, and then I have to vet them, talk to them on the phone, find out where they're at. You know, everyone's at a different stage. Some people have nothing. Some people have a 5-year-old biography. You know, some people just have a one sheet. Like, everyone's in a different situation. So for instance, with Sugar T being so solidified and also being an entrepreneur, she's already set up, you know, like, she doesn't even need an EPK because her websites speak for themselves. So working with her is not so difficult, because all we need to do is draft up a press release and then basically run a campaign through email. And that's what we do. So part of what we can offer artists is creating electronic press kits, which mainly includes a biography and a press release that we're sending out. And then if they have other things they want to enter, such as their accolades, you know, media accolades or event accolades, and depending on who they are and what kind of business or art or craft they have, you know, these accolades can mean a lot of different things. So I kind of work with them on that and get all that together. And we basically just zip it all up and email it out. And, you know, along with you guys, I have several other podcasts that I've been connected with, and we have some big things in the work, because we want to kind of bring it all together so that we can, you know, allow these artists to get these type of interviews, you know, because it's not that easy. It really isn't. And the game has changed so much in media. You know, there's a lot of publications out there that they're not even really journalistic type of magazines or blogs. Like, it's basically just people copying and pasting whatever the publicist or the artist sends them and publishing it, and that's it. And, you know, frustrates me because with my magazine, we're writing the articles out ourselves. We're interviewing the artists. We're, doing the marketing for the articles for them. So we put a lot of work in, and I feel like it's really worth it for artists to, come this way because, you're able to also not only grow your network where you're at in your own area, but you're also able, to come into what I have. I have a huge network through the years.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, quick question. Do you charge? And the artists that are involved, one of my biggest thing is artists expect a lot of different things from folks. They expect to be interviewed. And how somebody going to interview you? I had this at home. I rap. I need to be on your show. No, you don't need to be on my show because, for one, you don't even know nothing about my show. And I'm telling you, and if I do, are you going to put in the work that I'm putting in? Or are you going to sit down and put out this, like, in your media kit, like you're saying right now? Like, hey, I've been on 5 or 6 different podcasts. These are the links, blah, blah, blah. Shoot this, shoot that. I have a lot of people who don't even want to put in that type of work. So I look at it like, why would I? Go ahead.
You got to, though. You have to. And if you don't, you're not going to go anywhere. I mean, yeah, like your friends might book you a show in town or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, how are you going to go on tour or get like on a festival? Or how are you going to like, if you want to get your music into music licensing, or if you want to do like, get into actual huge publications and whatnot, they require that. And they need somebody to represent them, like a publicist, a manager, or a journalist. That's just the way it is. That's how the business works.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to explain to folks.
Yeah.
Do the people that you work with, do they put in work as far as sharing and posting and on that side, or do they leave that strictly to you?
No, it needs to be a two-way street. I mean, it's the same thing as, organizing events, which I did a lot when I was in Sacramento and a little bit in Oakland. So, if I'm going to throw an event and if I'm the only one telling people about it, the only people that are going to come are the people I invited. So if they have like some sort of an audience, let's say, and I don't know their audience personally, they don't know about the show. So they have to share it. That's part of the work. I mean, they don't have to go crazy, but you need to be posting. If you have a business of any kind, whether you do music, you have a t-shirt line, whatever, you have to be posting daily on all your social media. A lot of times you can sync them up so that it posts on the other ones, like, like from Facebook page over to Twitter or whatnot, or you can post from Instagram to Facebook and Twitter. So there's ways to link it up. And I try to help guide artists if they're not aware of that, and how to do that, or even help manage them with that. But yeah, they definitely need to share. And sometimes I'll make the post and I'll just let them share that. And then I'll share it, in a bunch of groups and different outlets as well. So
that's what's up. So what's the big event you got coming up now? You was talking about
a big event. I don't know.
No, you was saying about bringing all of your contact network group together and.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's still in the works. I just had a meeting with somebody yesterday. Basically trying to uplift the publication and then also bringing together some other people, including you guys, and basically offering the clients that I have, these type of guaranteed interviews. Because a lot of times what happens is you send out a letter to press or blogs or e-zines or whatever, and a lot of times they get thousands of emails, they don't respond. That happens. Or if they do, they want you to pay for something. And a lot of the artists I work with are on a tight budget, because they're either working part-time and then doing music, or they have a family or whatnot. So a lot of them don't really have a lot of money to do that. So what I try to do the best way I can is to get them as many, complimentary or low-cost interviews. And I just shoot it that way for them. So basically they're paying like a monthly fee or a one-time fee for me to do a campaign for them. And then I'm trying my best to get that out there for them through the network I have. So in saying that, what I'm trying to build is basically like a, what would you call it? Like a vehicle, if you will.
Right.
So that all of us people that are part of the media are in it together, and we're able to all work with that artist in our own way.
Dig that. So if you're charging the fee, then you really don't give a damn what the music sound like. Your job is to get it out there with this.
No, I do care, because I also have a magazine, and it's really important to me that, you know, the artists that are represented, whether it's in the magazine or in the entertainment company, that the artists, you know, that they're not making like gangster music, or they're not having derogatory language towards certain groups of people. You know, I've worked with all different kinds of artists, different genres, mainly hip hop. But yeah, it's really important to me that they have a message, and that they have something behind what they're trying to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm working in a community or whatever, you know.
I get you. That's positive. So you don't do any gangster rap at all?
Maybe ex-gangster rap.
Ex-gangster
But you know,
rap.
like a lot of artists nowadays, like they don't even really call it gangster rap. They call it like, or I call it street rap or street hip hop. So it has like that feel, but there might be like a message in there, like, you know, I'm trying to do what I do with my music and trying to get there, and I have my dreams, and it really helps you know, the people in the community when they hear this music, you know.
Okay, like a outreach program or something like that. I'm just saying.
Well, not so much like that, but also the audience that I'm going for can be as young as high school, and, you know, like
Right.
up into our ages and stuff. So to me, it's really important that young people can go on there, and that their parents aren't going to be like, ew, what are you reading? Like, you know, 'cause when I was a kid, I grew up super Christian. And so for me, like, my mom was always like, why are you reading that or listening to Lil Kim, or you know what I mean? And I would like hide my Lil Kim CD because I knew it was like dirty. And
Right, I
so,
get it.
you know, I just,
We need more positive in the world. We need that. I'm not knocking that at all, but there are so many lanes that people choose to do when they do their music and so forth. So that's why I was asking. And the majority of, we've got some, I don't want to say conscious rap. I don't want to say that. And I don't want to say we got all straight street this and that. We got, take for instance like Bishop. Bishop's not Bishop the Great. He's not no gangster. He doesn't talk about that type of stuff. He talks about stuff in his world. You know what I'm saying? And with a nice little flow to it and everything. So he'd probably be a good fit with that. Him.
Someone you like or whatever, you know.
All right. So I'll have to send some folks your way that way. But right quick, I know we didn't have him on the show, but I just want to talk about your dude, Son to One. You know, what does he got going on?
So he had an album come out in the beginning of the year, and we dropped a few singles off the album before that. And basically that was his first solo album that he's been working on for several years, because he was basically living and working on a farm out in Humboldt County. So I met him when I was in Oakland and went up there with him for a few years, and kind of took a break and all that. And so since we've moved out here to Hawaii, we've been here 3 years now. So starting last year, he started to work on some new music. He's already got like a couple albums in the works. He has one that hopefully should be coming out like in August, possibly. I'm not sure because it's almost June now. So he's got that one coming out, and they just put out a video off the last album that came out. So a little bit about his history. He actually helped start the hip hop movement out here. So he's actually considered first generation hip hop, even though in California, where I'm from, in Northern California, I'm considered second generation hip hop. You know what I mean? Sugar T is first generation. So it's like, you know, there's the different generations of it, but he was able to, you know, go into schools out here and help teach poetry and stuff like that, and help host open mics in the community. And then he was in a hip hop group that kind of was like a funky, almost like Rage Against the Machine / Black Eyed Peas kind of group.
Yeah, I was about to say, when I listened to him, And then just listen to what you're saying about Hawaii and the essence of music and so forth. They come off like hip hop when it first started in New York. That's where they come off with. When he was doing the battle rapping, the battle raps, I was like, no, they couldn't be in the rap league that we in. They couldn't. They more pure hip hop and back old school battle rapping. The battle rapping today, because I was going to set something up online. That's what I'm telling you now. That's what I was going to do when you first introduced him to me. I said, okay, the Rap League here group, and these guys go hard. I don't know if you keep up with the battle raps like Cassidy versus Hitman. And
yeah, I mean, I interviewed Cassidy like back in 2008, I think, something like that. So yeah, I definitely have listened to his music over the years, like, you know, earlier on.
Right,
so,
but they ended up battle rap though.
He knows way more than I do about the leagues, and he'll break down the leagues and how it's like basically bringing like the like what original hip hop was all about. Like that's the part of hip hop that's coming back that's gonna engage that, you know, with
I'm with that. I'm with that because the battle raps that I'm seeing, they're getting too aggressive. You know what I'm talking about? Everyone is talking about smacking somebody upside the head with the Uzi, I'll blow you, and this, that, and the third, and the bars is witty, but I'm getting tired of that. And that's why I said, no, Son the One wouldn't be the right fit in that. That would be like that would.
No, I mean, like that's what you would think, but you know, he's got a mouth on him.
Yeah, but to keep the essence of what he's doing and the purity of what you guys are doing, as far as the movement that you're trying to do, and keep things clean and positive. I mean, it's not squeaky clean, but on a positive note, like you said, where your parents could get into listen to it, or get in the car and they listen to it. So that's what deterred me away from that. And now even talking to you more, I'm definitely going to be more selective as far as the artists that we direct your way. Like right now, that probably could fit that pocket would probably be a D8 or my son and they group, the GKFM family. You know what I'm saying? They talk street, but they don't talk glorified in the way like everybody else is doing it like that, and they funky with it. So I'm pretty sure once them boys get inside UBO magazine, they're gonna take over. That people gonna gravitate to their music because it's just that live. It's just that what it is. And I probably think that probably be the spark that you need for real. I'm not, you know, I'm not showcasing and popping my collar. Psych! I'm popping my collar because Cincinnati is just so talented. You know what I'm saying? And we got all avenues and venues.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, like besides hip hop, I really like working with, you know, funk music. We have Mind, Body, and Soul. I've worked with reggae artists. I've worked with a Kumba band before. You know, like it really could be all over. I really just like to work with, you know, people that I can help support what they're doing in the community and with their music and the message they have out there.
Right. Do you have a price list or anything that you could possibly put into the room, or I mean into your magazine as far as your services, so people would know?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of break down a couple simple things. So we have like a one-time campaign, or a one-time mini campaign that includes an EPK. So the one-time campaign means you already have your EPK. I'm just making the press release and a letter that goes out and running the campaign. So that's $500, and it lasts about 8 weeks or so, depending on how far out interviews get booked. Sometimes they get booked out a couple months, so you'll still have me 2 months later after that 500's not there anymore. But or you could also pay $500 and get a full campaign where you already have your EPK, and I'm writing the press release, and basically it's the same thing, but I'm going to be sending it out to about 400 different media sources. The mini campaign, I'm sending it out to about 50. So I'm going to send it out to my best 50 that I have. And the reason why I do that is so that, you know, a lot of artists don't really understand, unless they put albums out before, that you need to have time spent on the campaign. So a month before your album even comes out or your single comes out, that's when the press release needs to get started to be written, and you need to like pre-release your music and basically send that out to the playlist and the blogs and the radio stations, because they want it before it's actually released, so they could either premiere it or have that ability to write a review or whatnot. So that's like the major key. And then in that, once we get that out there, then interviews are going to be booked in the second month and then even into the third month. And so that's why we have 3 or 6 month campaigns that are paid out. You pay per month. So the most popular ones we have are $200 and the other one's $300 a month. And the $200 one, I send it out to 100 sources. The $300 one, I send it out to 200 sources. And it includes making the EPK, creating and updating a press release monthly. If you already come with an EPK, we could start campaigning faster. So basically your first month is spent with me building the EPK. So that's, the 200 or 300 for that. And then we start campaigning as soon as it's done. And it usually takes about 3 weeks to put an EPK together. So, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's
that pretty much breaks it down. And if people have little budgets and they just want to do like social media stuff, we have little things like, you want me to do a one-time post, we'll post it on all the platforms and into relatable groups. And that's only $25 for one post. You could do $75 for a whole week or $200 for the whole month, So I try to break it down so that, people can come in, they can try stuff out that way and see what it's about. And if they want to keep going, they can keep going.
Right.
It's great.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And it's affordable and it's needed. A lot of people think those old school ways don't work anymore. Hey, that's old school. You don't. And I'm gonna be honest. When you sent that, and I'm gonna be honest. When we did this Sugar Tea, I reached out to her personally, and we cut through all the chase. And then when you sent that press release stuff, man, I said, man, she is making me feel old, because that's still stuff that I remember back in the day getting getting emails from folks like, man, she is really doing it the way they're supposed to do it. Damn it, man. Look at here. We've got Instagram. We've got Facebook Messenger. I can call you directly. Do you find that being an issue too? You know what I'm saying? Because I can directly get to whoever I need to get to.
It really depends, because sometimes the sources want you to hit them up via email. Sometimes they want you to submit on their website. Sometimes I can't find their email, so I go to social media.
Oh, okay. Did she blank out? You still there?
My main contacts where I usually do get feedback from them. Then I'll go back again. I'll actually go to social media and hit them up and say, hey, I just sent you something about this artist. Here's a Linktree link quickly for them. If you want to check it out, I just emailed you. Or if I don't have your email, please send me your email, because it's not on your website. A lot of people forget to update things, so I have to remind them. But
okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. You also said that like it was kind of old school with the letter and everything in there. And that's actually really how you're supposed to put an EPK together. Right. A lot of people, what they're doing nowadays is just doing a one sheet, and one sheets are really good if you're trying to get into a festival, or maybe you just want to get like your music played on a radio station and they're not trying to interview you, because it has like basic information and links to things and files and whatever. But I've noticed with some of the people that I work with that are older than I am, they actually really like the way that I do this, and they actually appreciate me writing a letter and explaining what's, and that's attached at the bottom with the press release and their bio or links to their websites and all that. So I think it's, a good thing to do to show that professionality, because a lot of times when artists or other publicists will send me, like MailChimp or whoever, like pre-made mass emailed information, and I write them back and I explain what I do. And I've actually had a few people that were publicists that were actually interested in me running their artist campaigns for them, because, they don't have all the connects, and they really liked how I had all these things explained really easily. And, I don't know, I think they just can see also that I care, and I don't charge a lot for the services. So a lot of it's really just trying to support the movement, because a lot of these artists are going to get blocked by all the gatekeepers and stuff like that. And I don't think it's fair that there's people out there that do that, to artists, that they only try to push larger artists.
Oh, you said a key word that we're definitely going to expand on. And I'm glad you said that word. Can you please explain to the people, once they go back and forth and read and listen to this again, what is a gate and what does the gatekeeper do?
They could be in my position, but they're doing something a little different than I am. Or they could be actually someone that works for the media source, and basically they charge a fee, or they just ignore your messages and things like that. So you may send something, let's say, to the source, right? Mm-hmm. So I might send something to the source and they're going to ignore me. So then I find out that somebody I know got an article in the source, and I look at the name and I check that person out and I say, oh, hey, my friend had an article in the source. Can I get so-and-so in there? Oh, let me call you. So he calls me and says, I'm going to email you my rate sheet. And I'm like, what? Okay. So mind you, this is not somebody who is exclusively working at the source or an editor-in-chief. This is somebody who's in my position. And so what they're doing is they're taking money, and they're either writing the article or they're basically publishing whatever it is that I give them. So if as a publicist, if I'm trying to get an artist, a whole handful of interviews, does that mean that I'm also required to write each review and do it differently, or send the same review to all the media? It doesn't make any sense. And so basically they make it almost impossible for independent artists to get into larger sources. You could still get into local newspapers, blogs, and things like that, but you really have to try to get around some of these people that are blocking them. So some artists that have money, they might be like, I'm willing to invest that $1,000, because it could be $1,000 or $3,000 just to get an article, in there, or just to get on the Breakfast Club or anything like that.
Damn.
So,
everybody got a price, huh? It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
It is. And I think that I'm glad that I kind of figured some stuff out right before the pandemic happened. But now what I'm trying to do, like I said before, is basically bring together a group of us people that have, podcasts or e-zines or whatever, blogs or whatever, and basically offer artists these opportunities and basically spread the wealth out that way, and still not, be charging anywhere near what these gatekeepers are doing, because they're acting almost like a broker between the artist and the publication or the radio show.
Yep.
But the thing is that there's also me in there too. So if my artist paid me a small fee to run a campaign, and this guy tells me that it's going to cost $2,000 to get into I don't know, Forbes or something like that, for instance, what am I getting out of it? And why is my artist going to pay me only $200 a month if he's willing to pay this other guy $2,000?
Right.
So that's also another part of it that causes people to really question what that's about. And sometimes you just really got to know people and kind of get in that way, and that helps too, or if you have friends that know people. But a lot of it's networking and trying to get around the gatekeepers.
Right. Have you been to any of big events like the MTV Awards or anything out there on the West Coast, the Hip Hop Awards, BET Awards, anything like that?
I've been invited to go to the Grammys and stuff, but I just never did.
Hey man, you need to give me your invitation. You know what I'm talking about? Bump all that other crap. You just need to give me your invitations for all those events. Huh?
Grizz wants to go.
Yes, I want to go.
Back in the day in Sacramento. Sacramento has the Sammys, which is the Sacramento Music Awards. And so I got to hand out the Hip Hop Award back in 2008. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. Well, we on this new stuff right now. I'm thinking you a gatekeeper.
You're
I'm thinking you a gatekeeper. Matter of fact, you about to organize. She about to make us all gatekeepers.
Oh,
She's on her Game of Thrones. She's putting her team together.
So you're currently right now you're in Hawaii, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if artists here in that are not across the water are not able to make those flights, how do they connect? How do they reach out to you? What is the method of gaining access to some of these opportunities?
Hold on one second. I'm trying to get away from my daughter. She's riding her bike and it's too loud. I'm like, girl, I can't hear anything. Okay, can you say that one more time?
Yes. I mentioned you're in Hawaii and a lot of the artists that you work with are not. So what is the direct access? How are artists able to connect with you, to try to work with you and get balls rolling in that direction?
So all that they really need to do, they can hit me up on, social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much daily. I'm also on LinkedIn. They can do that, or they can email me at consulting@ubomag.net, and they could just send me what they have and what they're looking for. Like if you have an old bio or a website or your social links, and then let me know what you need. Like you need a campaign, you have a single coming out, when's it drop, like stuff like that.
So are you only working with music artists, or are you working with other forms of entertainment industry personnel?
I've worked with and I'm willing to work with film, theater, actors, music, visual art, tech, photographers.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, here in Cincinnati, we're gaining popularity as far as movie shooting areas. They've done a lot of shooting here for different movies that have gone to the box office and a lot of different events. So, just wanted to know if that was a possibility, which it is. So that's great. We also have a huge amount of talent here in Cincinnati. Like Grizz always says, Cincinnati is one of the untapped areas for talent. I don't think we get enough publicity. I don't think we get enough mentions when it comes to some of the talent that Cincinnati has. So if all of our listeners, any of you are artists, are out there in the industry looking for someone to connect with, you better have gotten that email address down. What's your social media? How do they reach you on Instagram and Facebook?
Okay, so on Twitter, I'm at UBO Mag, and then on Instagram, I'm at ubo.ent for entertainment, and on Facebook, you could look me up. My personal page is actually facebook.com/UBO Mag. And then I also have a UBO Mag business. And then I also have, and I think UBO Mag business page is facebook.com/UBO Entertainment. And then we also have a group page where I let, all different kinds of artists and small businesses basically post, releases, drops, venues, whatever. And that one's called UBO Mag Hawaii to Cali Events and News.
Okay.
That's what's up. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show today. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of informative information. Yes, give a round of applause. Yes, a lot of valuable information and a lot of resources and networking that can be done with you, and hope stuff picks up and maintains, and definitely keeping the door.
If people go on uboentertainment.com, they can check out the different kinds of services we have. And then ubomag.net is the magazine.
Okay, that's what's up. So, again, a round of applause, and we thank you for tuning in. And we're going to be getting with some of these artists of yours. I'm going to pick and choose because I'm going to critique a lot of things. I'm on this show, we keep it 100. I'm going to tell you, like, that is whack. Are your people up for criticism?
That's part of being in the music industry.
It is. They got to have tough skin.
You have to. Anytime that you do public work, you have to have tough skin. But I think what's more important is the fact that every area will have what kind of works there. And what people sometimes look past is the fact that you can really run a very lucrative label or be a lucrative artist, and you don't have to be what people consider mainstream. You don't have to be the Drake. You don't have to be, the Beyonce. There's enough money in the industry. So I think let's not be confused, because sometimes the local, what we call or consider to be local artists, bring the organic taste, vibe, feel that we like. And we don't want to water it down by making it the vast majority of what everybody else wants. So I like that some of the music, some people will consider to be garbage or trash, and other people are like, this is my vibe. I'm rocking with this.
That's what's up. Well, again, we're going to let you get out of here. We're about to end this show, and like I said, I'll be in touch with you, and keep me posted. And I will be sharing and posting in the magazine. And
definitely, you have to send us something to let the people know that you were actually here, since they didn't get to see you while you were on the show visiting with us. Yeah,
so you got to have to do a whole lot of sharing on your part, because you did spit some game. And
yeah, people want to be sure that they can attach the name and the information with authenticity
right
of it. So.
All right, we're going to talk to you later. And, appreciate you being...
back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want.
Look, you like us that much, you want to come back on? We like you that much, too. But the next time you come back on, though, for real.
We have got to have...
You got to get that phone together. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You got to get... You might have to upgrade and talk to your tech people or something. But we got to get that together.
Yeah. First off the phone, I couldn't even copy anything on my phone. I was like, what the heck? You gotta be kidding me.
All right.
And I had that fixed.
All righty. We'll holler at you later.
Next time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a decent interview.
Yeah. If you didn't get some information from that, you weren't listening.
Yeah. And so when I share this particular episode, it will be directly for the music people. You know what I'm saying? For the people in the industry. I'm just not going to... You don't have to worry, people. I'm not going to be flooding your
I will.
Your inboxes with this episode, because I know a lot of people ain't into that. She is. I'm glad somebody is, though, but... For real, we're just not going to be plastering everybody, because I know y'all don't want to sit and listen to the music industry. So this particular episode, I will be functioning and not functioning. I will
directing toward the music.
Yeah, focusing.
Well, not only that, people in different areas of entertainment, because a network is almost your net worth, right? As many people as you can reach out to. That means more dollars being made. That means more connections and so on and so forth. So if you can use it, use it.
Right.
Definitely.
That's definitely news you can use. With that being said, also next week we probably going to have DJ Fresh, the young DJ Fresh. Yes, that young DJ boy Fresh goes wild.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he goes hard for himself. I like that. And we got Lantana coming up. We got some more DJs. I'm trying to get Nella D on here. She's doing her thing as far as the blogging and all that good stuff. What's the 411? Yeah, the 411 Uncut. Yes. She's doing her thing with that, so we're going to give her props. And I'm reaching out to a couple of you artists who are making noise. And I want to say this one time and one time again, and it's over with. Hey, man, you see what we brought onto the show as far as networking. Networking works. Supporting each other works. So if all of us from Cincinnati out here who are making noise support each other, you ain't got to like the mug. But if you see they making posts on Instagram or Twitter or any of the social media outlets, and they doing it organically, they not out here with the bots. When you look at the numbers, we all out here organically trying to grab people and gravitate. And it shows unity when we all doing that. So I'm tweeting, retweeting. I'm on Instagram reposting this, that, and the third. And it shows the unity outside of the city. You know what I'm saying? It's that we fool with each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need. So shout out to, I want to give a shout out to Drizzle, and that song he got Mo with with I Am Young Butter. That video was slick. Right in the pocket, the puppets, right on time, creative, whole lot different than what everybody else is doing. So you're gonna have to step your game up and come correct with these videos, and we need these visuals. So I'm not gonna talk y'all to death because I'm tired of talking. I'm ready to go eat and go watch old girl Queen of South. I think she come on today. Yeah, Franklin ain't on no more. But
we'll be back.
We'll be back. And next week we have Ring back, and we'll be back on our stuff again.
We'll be back with the usual bullshit next week with Grizz Biz and Ring Bad Express.
Damn.
And I'm gonna be logging in, signing in for my usual honeycomb hideout.
Right. And I want to wish you and your husband, tell your husband happy birthday.
Thank you.
Y'all have a safe trip on y'all little trip.
Happy birthday to Joe Mitchell of Joe Cuts.
Let's give Joe a round of applause.
Loke over there on Daly and Galbraith, go get your local haircut, but not till we get back.
See what I'm saying? On that note, y'all, we out of here. And as we always say, don't be stuck on stupid.
And relaxed on dumb.
See y'all next week.
This your boy Grizz.
And I'm your main man, Greenback.
And this is the GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE Show. Powered by
Catch up, laser gun gorilla could get you hexed up. The average man can't withstand the brolic pressure. Don't compare me to these street niggas. They sell keys, I sell encryptions. What's the difference from a human to a cryptid? I don't have a circle nor a box I can fit in. Into portals, you can either get in or drown in the pool of mercury with the fishes. So vicious, gifted, no Christmas listed. Your defenseless shape, I can shift it. 6 feet, I could probably give you 8. Fuck y'all, I'm above all in the different state to the grave, that you're raised off the pavement. Extra. I'm a Midwest alien, cradle to the grave and raised off the pavement. Extra.